if a manager did recognize that they're seeing some changes in my work performance and maybe even some deficiencies, that hopefully it hadn't gotten to a point that it escalated to the point where they have my pink slip ready for me, but that they've acknowledged it early on. They've given me a chance to talk to someone about it, including the manager, and then hopefully even help me to establish sort of a plan on how we're going to address it. We are going to address it, not how they are going to address it.
We had an incident where she wasn't managing stress very well, and she would come in and she wasn't prepared, or she'd be like very anxious about something that was going to happen that she's done 3 or 4 times before, like giving a presentation. It's be like, Lisa, you've done this presentation 5 or 6 times. What's the deal? And we'd start talking about it, and home's busy and work's super busy, and she was just going a mile a minute trying to keep up with everything that was going on. And you know, even 2 weeks before, she wasn't like this. She was very prepared, very calm. And so we took a step back, and you know, I said, Lisa, we need to take some time and figure out what it is, what's going on. And I didn't know at the time that Lisa suffered from social anxiety disorder. I just knew that she was not the person she was before and earlier in our project. We need to disconnect you from this situation, and we need to figure out how to make this better. As a leader, you know, you go to expect certain things from certain employees, and at this time, Lisa had probably worked for me or with me as a peer for 3 or 4 years.
It almost startled me out of my spiral that I was in, where like I said, now I can recognize that, but otherwise I didn't know that was happening. And so I actually decided to take off 2 weeks of work at the time, because I needed to just figure out what was going on with me, because I had already been in therapy before for social anxiety. I hadn't communicated that to anybody at work. Nobody knew that I had social anxiety. And when I took off, that's when I did the reflection of, what do I need? Do I need to, and I looked for a different job. I looked for, is it another line of work I need to go into? What do I need to do? And in the end, it was really that I decided to go part-time, because I needed to manage my stress better.
So I actually had to sit down and say, okay, what would Lisa's new role be? If Lisa can't do this anymore, can't run this project for me, I got to find something else for her. What are her skill sets? It takes work on the leader's part. And not all leaders are going to do that. But as I said before, Lisa's coping skills made her a really great employee. You know, she was very valuable, very organized, very on top of things. Very, in her best moments, she is a shining star. So she is worth investing in and finding that other opportunity for her. And I just thought it was mom guilt, for the most part, which is pretty heavy stuff on its own, not coupled with this situation. So I've had other employees with that same discussion too. So it's just like, we got to find a role that fits, that she can manage and get some boundaries. And even now, we're very clear on when Lisa's off, she's off. When she leaves at 4 o'clock, she leaves at 4 o'clock. And we really manage that pretty tightly. But Lisa's better at managing it herself as well.
Dorothy said, when you're done, I don't want you signing on. I don't want you checking email. And it was a period of time where I did do that. And eventually I could check email once in a while. It was okay. I wasn't going to go off the deep end. But at first I had to do that clean break. Then we found a new role, but it wasn't going to be possible for 6 months. So I had to continue as is for a period of 6 months until they found somebody to take over for me. But I did already start reducing my stress right away with working less hours and trying to maintain a better balance. And most people didn't know what was going on with me. Right. I kept it all secret. So most people didn't know I almost had a breakdown until I've told them years now that I've been more open about everything. Most people didn't have any idea. They were surprised.